And speaking of our fair city, we've got news about it, and we're going to go straight into that. And that's our economic development news of the week, which is brought to you by Eagle Mortgage, eaglemortgagecompany.com. They know mortgages. And it's a busy time of year that is staring us right in the face, because right about now is when people start to go crazy looking for new houses. Springtime, right? That's when we want to get new houses. Last few days, today excepted, but last few days have been very spring-like. And so people are going to go out there and start looking. If that might be you, get a pre-approval letter from Eagle Mortgage. I don't care whether you're going to go conventional, VA, FHA, they do all of that. Get a pre-approval letter, because chances are the home buying game is going to be competitive again this year. We got a lot of people coming in from California and Seattle, Chicago, the East Coast. They're coming in with a lot of cash from when they sell their houses there. And then we've got all the local people that are looking to move or move up or do something new. It's going to be competitive. Get a pre-approval letter.
Even if it's not, Jeff, even if it's not competitive, if you have a pre-approval letter from Eagle Mortgage, the seller takes you seriously and they may give you a better price.
That's a good point.
If they have a certainty of closing, it's a lot easier for everybody.
And we always want to be taken seriously. So you can find them online at eaglemortgagecompany.com or in person at 114th and Davenport. Well, Trenton, first of all, we want to share some national real estate news from our friends at CoStar. CoStar is a real estate data company, and they always give us a lot of content that we can share with you. And it's interesting, they had an article this week on CoStar.com about Amazon. And, of course, everyone talks about Amazon growing, right? But get a load of this. They might be shrinking in one way because the article says Amazon is betting on groceries and apparel, not books and gadgets, for its future brick and mortar retail space, deciding to pull the plug on several dozen stores representing 3 chains. And those chains are Amazon 4-star, Amazon Pop-Up, and Amazon Book locations. There are 68 of these locations. We don't have any of them in Omaha, to my knowledge, but I have seen them in other retail centers. And so the thought is, hey, Amazon maybe can't do everything.
They do almost everything, but these Amazon style, they're going to come out with clothing, bricks and mortar clothing stores with latest technology, however that works, and for fitting and that kind of stuff. But Amazon style, we'll have to look for that. And then they have these full service grocery stores. In addition to owning Whole Foods, they will have the Amazon supermarkets.
Yeah, so they're taking over the world, but every once in a while they take a step back. That said, hey, we love Amazon.
They'll be okay.
The Omaha Planning Board took some big steps this week. And Trenton, this is what's going to fill the rest of our newscast here for your development news of the week, brought to you by Eagle Mortgage. This is big stuff. The Omaha Planning Board has approved 2 initial steps for the development of the modern streetcar and the very exciting Mutual of Omaha downtown skyscraper. So this was unanimous. The board approved first something that was called the Urban Core Housing and Mobility Redevelopment Plan. A mouthful, but it focuses on 3 significant areas: transit and mobility improvements, affordable housing, and job growth. This redevelopment plan has boundaries identified as the Missouri River on the east, 50th Street to the west, from Woolworth up north to Cumming. Now, this plan notes the need for affordable and workforce housing. It includes the goal of adding 1,000 new units of affordable and workhouse housing in that geographic area over the next 20 years, and it also recommends reducing surface parking to create additional development sites, which we love that. Now, in addition to that, the Planning Board also approved Mutual of Omaha's tax increment financing application for the downtown headquarters. As we've said in the past, this is an 800,000 square foot building. It's going to be somewhere between 40 and 50 stories, sitting on the side of the library.
About $435 million.
Yep. And of that, they are asking the city for $62 million in TIF. The Planning Board approved that. It still has to go to the City Council in April for final approval, which it certainly will, one would hope, because that's one of the greatest things that has ever happened to our city. So then the streetcar construction financing plan is going to also be TIF related, funding $356 million, which is greater than the $320 $306 million estimated cost of the construction. As Mayor Stothert said last week on our show, they have a contingency plan to cover all of that. And so this is very exciting. These were very important steps that had to take place to keep these projects on time. A lot of people are saying, well, you're not going to be done till January of 26. So much has to happen in order for us to hit that date.
Yeah, planning, approvals, planning, design, construction, a lot of other things that happen. But there's also a 30-30-30 plan with the Urban Core Group, which is 30,000 new residents, 30,000 was it 30,000 new jobs or 30, and then there's by 2030.
Wow. I like the 30-30-30 play, but more importantly, I like that. I love the idea of 30,000 new residents in that urban core. That is the part of town where you want density. I mean, we've got the car infrastructure already in place to handle a lot more density. We've got Orbit in place, which is handling more density. We've got the streetcar coming. We've been working on pedestrian and bike friendliness in that area. We're building private development projects that are built up to the streets, urban style. We're putting a lot of people per acre in that part of town. It's designed for it.
Either grow or decay, right?
That's right. In fact, it's interesting because a lot of people say, well, won't the traffic get terrible in downtown? Downtown was built for this. And have you ever noticed a lot of times when you drive that downtown, midtown area, there'll be a lot of activity going on, but hardly any cars?
Yeah, well, that's what this show was made for starting 18 years ago. Instead of Grow Omaha, we didn't make it Static Omaha.
That's right. We did not make it Shrinking Omaha. So another thing kind of related to this that people will find interesting. I was walking downtown after a meeting early this week. It was one of those days where it was 70 degrees or something like that. It was great. Took about a 45-minute walk downtown, and I walked over to 1401 Jones Street as part of my walk. And what did I find but fencing around that historic building, which means renovations are starting on that historic building, which will make way for the new downtown branch of the Omaha Public Library, 30,000 feet in a really cool historic building that's going to be made to look beautiful. Will really bring that 1401 Jones Street intersection to life and create a lot of activity. And that once that's up and running, we can go and tear down that hideously ugly, brutalist 1977 concrete prison of a current library that we have.
But other than that, you like it, right?
Other than that, I like it. And that is your news of the week, which is brought to you by Eagle Mortgage, eaglemortgagecompany.com, where they know mortgages.
If you like this video, be sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons. And remember, Grow Omaha is not just media. This is a mission. We are trying to build up Omaha and make it an even better place. We can only do that with your help. Share this video with your friends, neighbors, and family.